Hey guys, Andrew with CPR Instructor Affiliates, powered by Prime Medical Training. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Brayden Pro Manikin. This video is brought to you by my good friends at WorldPoint. They are my go-to place to source any and all of your training equipment and AHA curriculum needs. They literally carry everything that you need and vet it all to make sure that they're selling only high quality products. On top of that, their customer service is fantastic. I highly encourage you to check them out and partner with them for your future training needs. So today we're taking a look at the Brayden Pro Manikin. Now, what makes this a pro is that it has the ability to Bluetooth to a tablet. And they have an app for the Brayden Manikin. It's available for both Android and iOS. And it can be downloaded on any tablet, but it does have to be a tablet. It doesn't work on a cell phone. So let's just talk about the features and the hardware before we get into how it actually works. So if you'll notice here on the bottom, there is a little switch that allows you to turn it on and off. And if we turn it on, there'll be a beep. We'll set it down. And then you're able to start doing your compressions right away, or if you have the tablet, which we're going to get into in a little bit, you can pair it up to the tablet and start utilizing that feature as well. In the back of this Manikin, you've got a place for the batteries. It takes 6 C batteries. And then down here, we have a unique feature which allows you to either have the Manikin create a clicking sound when you're doing compressions, or to eliminate that clicking sound. For example, right now the clicking sound is off, so as I compress, you don't really hear much. However, if I simply slide this clicker over, now listen. So for those of you that might find that helpful, depending on the different situations that you're in, having the clicker or not having the clicker could be a great asset for you. Now, this Manikin is AHA compliant, meaning that it has feedback devices built in, which give you feedback both on the quality of your compressions, the rate, and the depth, and it does so utilizing both visual and audible feedback. So when you're going and you're compressing here, I'll show you a close-up. As you initially start to compress, you're going to see lights that light up above the breasts, and that indicates that you are compressing at the proper depth. As you continue to compress, you're going to see lights go up the Manikin, up alongside his neck and into his forehead. The lights going alongside the neck indicate that you're going at the proper rate, and then once you hit the light in the forehead and that illuminates, it lets you know that you are properly perfusing your patient, that you're going at the proper depth, the proper rate, and that you're consistently hitting those 2 markers, which is leading to good perfusion. So very interesting take here. They have gone beyond just giving you feedback, but also giving you some visual feedback that allows you to kind of correlate your actions to what is actually happening in somebody's body when you're doing high quality compressions or not high quality compressions. Also with the app, the app allows you to monitor ventilations as well. So as you're ventilating your Manikin, you'll see chest rise. That's pretty standard and normal. But on the app, it can tell you if you are adequately ventilating, not giving enough breaths, so forth. So that's a pretty unique feature that we have not really seen out there. So along the lines of ventilation, if your students are doing mouth to mouth, or they're using a barrier device like a mask and they're giving their breaths, the folks over at Brayden have designed this Manikin to be a little bit safer and not allow for the spread of communicable diseases, or at least try to reduce that. And they've done so by manufacturing this to where when you give breaths, the breaths go into the lungs, but when the air comes back out and it's being exhaled, instead of the air coming back up through the mouth, it actually exits out the back of the neck. And so that allows, that just prevents if you have multiple students that are using the mannequins and they're all blown into the lungs and there's particulates and droplets, that kind of just reduces the possibility of somebody inhaling other particulates from another student. So that's another neat feature. Now we're going to go ahead and take a look at the app, and we're going to get a more detailed view of how that works and how it connects to the Brayden Manikin. So here we have the Brayden app. It's pulled up on an Android tablet, but this also does work on iOS as well. And so when you first pull it up, it's going to ask if you're wanting to use this app as a learner or as an instructor. So we'll select learner, and then we'll come back and take a look at the instructor feature as well. Under learner, it's searching for the device, or for the mannequin, I should say. And once it's detected, it'll pull up this screen. It'll ask whether you're wanting to set it up as a single rescuer, two rescuer, if this is going to be self-training, or if you're going to be trying to time yourself. You can also select if you want it to be compressions only and just focus on that, or if you want to focus on ventilations only. So a lot of choices. We'll just go with something simple: single rescuer, self-training, and then here it allows you to see several different things. So in this diagram here, it's going to be talking about or showing you your depth of compressions. And this picture here, it's going to allow you to see your hand placement. So obviously you're going to want a dot to be in the center of the chest and these crosshairs, but if it's not, it'll show you where you are in relation to your actual hands on the mannequin. This is going to indicate your ventilation, whether you're ventilating properly, giving full breaths of air, not enough air. And so we can take a look and show you what that looks like right now. So as I'm doing compressions, so we'll start the training. And then as I'm doing compressions, you'll notice the compressions so you can see that my hand placement is directly centered. If we just go ahead and give a few breaths. So we're just going to stop there. After the student is done practicing, they're going to be given a diagram that shows them how they did. And so you'll have different points on the graph, and each one represents one piece of your CPR quality, whether it be ventilating with sufficient amount of air, compressing, chest compression fraction time, the proper depth, proper rate. And you'll notice up top, you'll get a score here, and it'll be a pass or fail. It also gives the students some feedback on what they could be doing better as far as try to minimize interruptions and compressions, or try to be consistent and shoot for 100 beats a minute. You're going too slow. So it's a pretty intuitive and helpful assessment feature for the students. Now we're going to go ahead and take a look at what it looks like for the instructor. So we'll select the instructor portal. Now here you have several mannequins that you can sync up. So you can sync up to 6 mannequins so that you can monitor your students all at one time. And so you sync up the mannequin by selecting one slot. It'll show all the mannequins that are active in the room. It starts the sync process, and now we're hooked up and ready to go. So we're gonna move on since we only have one mannequin. This is similar to what we had with the student portal. You can select single rescuer or two rescuer, whether you want to monitor compressions only or ventilations only. You also can, instead of being in monitoring mode, you can be in assessment mode. And then in assessment mode, you can assess either a single rescuer or a two rescuer as well. So we'll go ahead and just assume we're doing monitoring, single rescuer. And then here, it breaks it up into 6 quadrants, each one representing a mannequin. The one that's the brightest here is the only mannequin that we have connected, and it's the same kind of format that we saw with the student portal. And it's just going to be smaller, obviously, and minimized, but it allows you to see whether or not the person has their hand placements correct, whether they're ventilating appropriately, how long that they've been going in their CPR. And so you're able to see at a glance how all of your students are doing and whether or not they are adequately performing CPR without actually having to be hovering over each individual student. So a helpful app for sure, and it can definitely enhance the classroom, not only for you as the instructor who is trying to monitor multiple people at once and ensure high quality, but it's also a great tool for students, helping them feel more confident in their skills and being able to actually visualize what they're doing and be able to assess what they're not doing appropriately and self-correct. So the Brayden Manikin Pro, great tool if you're looking at it, and it's definitely one that we would recommend being the top mannequins that you check out as you look to make that investment. All right, well, I hope that video was helpful for you and gave you a little more insight into the Brayden Pro Manikin, what it's capable of, the features, and how it pairs with the app. If you have any questions, please feel free to drop them in the comments below. Also, please consider liking and sharing this video if it was helpful to you, and if you want to be able to get more videos like this where we review products for the resuscitation industry, as well as go over topics related to how to run and grow a CPR training business. Again, this is Andrew with CPR Instructor Affiliates, powered by Prime Medical Training. We'll see you soon.